Super exclusive Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan, unfiltered on the language controversy, Operation Sindoor, and also a hint on the role he could play in the upcoming Tamil Nadu elections. For many years, ladies and gentlemen, here in India, we have been wary of Chinese technology, Chinese tech firms, especially, and the threat to national security. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we have a story of country after country taking steps to shield themselves from Chinese spying tactics. Recently, the Israeli Ministry of Defense has decided to suspend the supply of Chinese electric vehicles, especially from firms like BYD, to IDF officers, defense officers of the Israel Armed Forces. Now, according to reports in the Israeli media, this was reportedly due to concerns over data collection via embedded communication systems and sensors. Israel's move, and let me show you the graphics while I speak over it. Israel's move coming after numerous warnings from Israeli cybersecurity experts who have said that Chinese vehicles could be used as tools for espionage, saying that these cars are sending signals back to China from Israel. And many top Israeli security agencies' officers have warned of potential security concerns over the use of EVs that are manufactured by firms like BYD and other Chinese makers. Israeli government also believing that there is a possibility that Chinese vehicles are collecting sensitive data, transmitting it to China via advanced telecommunication and sensor systems in these vehicles that they manufacture and sell. And Israelis are not the only ones. United States probing BYD. UK, Australia looking at it very closely. We spoke to a top security expert in Israel who has also served in the IDF and confirmed some of these reports. On this edition of This Is Exclusive, we have a special guest joining us on the broadcast. His name is Dr. Harel Menashri, one of the founders of the Shin Bet Cyber Division, presently serving as the head of cyber at the Holon Institute of Technology. He's also a lecturer at the Faculty of Health Sciences at Tel Aviv University and also a research fellow at the International Institute for Counterterrorism. So he has all the details of the threat that some of these Chinese automobile firms pose. Now, point number one, there was a recent report, Dr. Menashri, that Israeli defense forces have decided to be wary / dump BYD Atto 3 electric SUV over data transmission to China fears. Now, there was another Israeli report that said China's big brother is watching how Chinese smart devices are spying inside Israel, and it also spoke about IDF lieutenant colonels deciding that they will no longer be driving around in electric BYD auto cars. Now, I want to first understand from you, how real is this threat? I know you're in the middle of a war with many countries, but in the middle of the war, how critical does this input become for Israel?
It's not only for Israel, it's for all the world, in fact, because the Chinese have very wise and sophisticated plans to collect and gather information all over the world, all the time, every day, every hour, in fact. And if you check, you can see that every technology, every Chinese technology that have the ability to connect, it's connect to a governmental server in China and send your data to China. It's in cell phones, it's in communication infrastructures, and in everything, in fact.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about electrical vehicles, you can equate to cell phone on wheels.
Yeah.
It's a computer with wheels, with many sensors. For example, we know that many Chinese cars have more than 5 cameras for the way. It's a circle camera in a very good resolution. Some of them are with 12 cameras. They have a LiDAR sensor with 120 degrees sense in the front of the vehicle.
Correct.
And they can, in some premium cars, you can find even 3 LiDAR units. And some of them have even millimetric radars with very good resolution in 4 dimensions. And they can mapping all the environment and more cameras for security. For a short range. Also, we know that many of them have sonic sensors to hear the voice inside and outside the vehicle, and even biometric sensors that can see and find who is the driver. So, if we know this, and we know that the vehicle is already all the time try to connect, and even when you are talking about BYD, one of the commercial here in Israel says that when you, the driver, go to sleep, the vehicle is download the updates, and you can sleep very nice, and the vehicle has uploads by automatically. It's exactly like some burglar, thief will tell you when you go to sleep, put the key to your door outside, and we will use it to break into your home and take everything you have. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and not only this, we know that today most of those electric cars, Chinese car, have a communication that made by Huawei. Huawei is one of the banned list in the United States and other Western countries.
Yeah.
They use today the DeepSeek AI technology.
Correct.
We are we have more than suspicion that it's gather information from the technologies that you use and send it to Chinese authorities. Chinese need the information. They need it.
Correct.
And they gather it and take it. So you have to decide if you want to give them the information or not. And for example, when we are talking about Israel, I put India in the side for only for a minute.
Yeah.
But in Israel, I tell all the time my colleagues, China is very important country. We need to work with Chinese. We need to do business with Chinese because they manufacture almost everything.
Yeah.
And China is really an important country. But we need to see and watch and decide where to put our eggs, when to, how to do the deals with them, because the Chinese have their own interests.
Yeah.
They are not, they don't have the Israeli interest. And of course, when we are talking about India, and we see what happened between India and Pakistan and how Chinese armed the Pakistani Air Force and other Pakistani military units.
Correct.
They have their own interest, and I know that many years China and India have some border issue, and sometimes there are battles between China and India
as well. Correct.
China have their own interests, so you have to decide if to use this technology. The Chinese electric vehicles are very sophisticated, they are very smart, they are very, very good. I can tell you, they have a lot of technology and how do you say? I told you before that I didn't learn English, so I missed many words. But
That's okay. Yeah.
when I see the facilities, I
Yeah.
can say that they are in the state of the art
Yeah.
of the technology.
And not just that, even America and the US Homeland Security has now begun an investigation into BYD. As recently as in May, the security document, which we have an access to, where questions are asked to the BYD team, the details of which we are bringing to you now, has sparked serious concerns over Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer. The internal letter addressed directly to BYD from the US Homeland Security has exposed what they describe as irresponsible handling of data. Now, according to this document, DHS investigators have identified rogue communication devices embedded within certain Chinese manufactured EV components, sparking fears of covert surveillance or exploitation avenues. So the story certainly is moving fast and gaining momentum. And now to someone who's creating political waves not just in Andhra Pradesh, but across India. He's an actor. He's also the Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Pawan Kalyan doesn't pull his punches. And when he spoke to Republic TV, he spoke about different issues. He's an ally of the BJP, and in an exclusive conversation with Republic, he opened up like never before, where he calls for a complete rethink on how our textbooks are structured, what we teach the next generation. He's candid, unapologetic. He spoke to Republic TV's Aneri.
Joining us right now is actor turned politician and now the Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan with us. Sir, thank you so much for your time and speaking to us on Republic TV. Many raised questions, many of them have been raising this question that the ceasefire which was announced shouldn't have been announced, especially by Donald Trump. Why did he come out and announce the ceasefire, whereas what was the Indian government doing is what the questions are being raised. What do you say?
Definitely, when a war is happening, the major countries, major superpowers will take an interest in it and they have a say in it. To what extent they will monitor, because it is going to affect the world. Two powerful, one powerful nation and one nation so-called assuming that they're having a nuclear weapons. What if they do some? Because that is fundamentally it might create a danger for the entire globe. So the concerns will be there. They'll be monitoring it, and definitely no one wants to escalate a war situation. But someone without the knowledge, if some president of America, if he announces what it has got to do with Modi ji, what it has got to do with the government of India, and still the very clear-cut idea is it is. Operation Sindoor is an ongoing operation. As long as the terrorism continues, Operation Sindoor is on. That's what. We have achieved our targets, we had achieved our objectives. Whatever the damage had to be done, it had been done. And it is very clear-cut, and right from Ajit Dovalji, everyone is saying, you show us a very simple example, simple photograph where they had done damage to us. If they can't claim it mere by basing on the other governments, opposition is talking, I feel it is quite ridiculous.
Right. So we see that there is a massive uproar that has been going on in Parliament. Just on the day one of the Parliament, we see that the Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar, has resigned citing health issues, whereas we see that opposition party, especially the Congress, has been raising this question that what made him resign, that too on the day of the Parliament session or the monsoon session that began. What do you have to say?
We all know that Dhankarji went into Lohia hospital complaining of chest pain. I met him personally. He's a very warm person. He's a great intellect, a legal luminary. He's a man of great integrated intellect, and we need his services. But when health is not permitting him, when he offered to resign, I think where is the need to make this kind of melodrama? And what is the objective? And I don't see, I'm not seeing any other, the kind of reasons what they're trying to portray. I'm not saying it is a simple, I understand his health is not in a good condition. He offered resignation. That's how we look at it.
So there's no need of politics is what you say?
Where is the need to politicalize, to yield a political dividend out of every situation? It becomes too dull and boring.
Right. So talking about the elections coming up, which are in Tamil Nadu 2026, where we will be seeing that you will be one of the star campaigners, especially for the BJP and alliance that the BJP has announced in Tamil Nadu. How do you read the situation there?
I campaign for NDA because that's a part, being a NDA alliance partner. Definitely that's our fundamental responsibility. To campaign for our partners. Even I had done this for Maharashtra, especially in Vidarbha and more or less main core areas, including Pune. So in the same manner, I went to Tamil Nadu. That is more than political. It went for an occasion, a religious occasion, which when I speak quite openly. I say whatever I want to say, I say it in a very firm manner and solid manner. I think that created certain buzz there. I don't know about future whether I would be campaigning there or not. That part we haven't discussed. So till as on now, one nation, one election. I had lent I went and extended my support, and of course for Murugan Manadu I went and supported. I participated in it. If the elections had come, if they are coming. If elections are about to come and whatever is needed from my side, if the leadership needs it, definitely I'll look into it.
Do you think with the ADMK and BJP going in alliance in Tamil Nadu, will it be a smooth move for BJP and will they be able to make it in power? Because DMK seems to be very strong there.
Because if you look at in the last...
Okay, we have a big breaking news update now coming into our newsrooms. We've had to cut out of that interview because we've accessed show cause notices. Back-to-back show cause notices being issued to Air India from the DGCA. DGCA has issued multiple notices, at least 5 notices issued to Air India from the initial details that we have picked up in the last few minutes. DGCA has issued 5 notices on different issues. Discrepancies have been found in flight operations, crew management by DGCA regarding Air India. Air India has been asked to respond in 15 days to all these show cause notices. We've accessed all the 5 show cause notices. It's a Republic TV exclusive. On the show, we have all the 5 show cause notices. So I'm going to go over the show cause notices one by one. The first show cause notice dated 23rd of July. And Shravan is with me right now. Let me go across to him. Shravan, take us to these show cause notices. Is it over one incident? Back-to-back incidents?
Well, in fact, there are 5 notices that have been issued. We'll try and also go across to Harsha, our aviation correspondent, getting us the details of the DGCA notice. But this is what we know. All these notices have been issued a short while back. They're all dated 23rd of July. The first that we have is with regards to the violations that have taken place just about a few days ago. In fact, they have made a mention of the flight operations that have taken place between on 10th and 11th of April too, with a lapsed competency card. Thereafter, there was another flight on the 16th of May that they are talking about. All of it, remember, they are saying there is a violation under the CAR section 7, under which they have given time to Air India to respond in the next 15 days. Then there is a weekly violation report that has also come in which they once again made a note of the fact that Air India has essentially been asked to respond to weekly rest violation. They've also named the pilots, the crew members, where we are given to understand that there has been a weekly rest violation, and these violations have been dated 24th of June and 13th of June. That's the second DGCA notice. The third DGCA notice is also once again pertaining to the weekly rest violation, is what we are being told. In fact, they are saying and I'm taking it from this notice. Despite repeated warning and enforcement action of non-compliance in the past, systemic issues related to compliance, monitoring, crew planning and training, governance remains completely unresolved. Now, this is what the DGCA has to say. I'm told that our aviation correspondent Harsha is getting us the latest details. Harsha, you've got us the DGCA notices. These notices have just been issued. First, with regards to what are the violations that they have spotted. What is it that you're picking up in terms of the timeline that has been given to Air India to respond to these notices? If you could elaborate a little bit more as far as these notices are concerned.
So, Shawan, with you, the exclusive show cause notices document are there. The DGCA has issued today only to Air India. And you see the timing of this document and show causes notice issued to Air India because, Shawan, today only the emergency meeting was called. Government summoned, Minister of Civil Aviation summoned DGCA, DG and Air India CEO Campbell Wilson to appear in front of the Secretary of Civil Aviation at 7 o'clock. And in the evening only, these show cause notices have been issued to Air India because DGCA also knows that there were several operational management and crew discrepancies which was found during the spot checks by DGCA when they went to the Vatika office of Air India. The crew members were following roster duty on their own. In fact, there were discrepancies found in the training schedule of the pilots as well. There has to be a set timeline when the pilots have to go for training, and after the training gets completed, then only they are allowed to fly Airbus or the Boeing. There has to be a particular timing which has to be followed. There were several pilots who have not even completed their timing and hours of the training. So operational and management discrepancies were high in Air India and Vatika office when the operational set was checked by DGCA. When the entire round of the Vatika office was taken, there were several rounds of talk with DGCA had with the pilot and the crew member, and DGCA got to know at that time. But DGCA did issue the show cause notice on the day of the checking. DGCA has
Harsha, I'll just request you to stay on because I've just got a printout of the show cause notices that I'm holding right now that our aviation correspondent Harsha has got. Now, the first details that we have got is the show cause notice that have been issued with regards to Air India flight number 126, 188, 190 and 191, all of it operated between April and May. There have been multiple violations that have been cited, and now important to point out in this particular show cause notice, they are clearly saying that there has been a serious breach of regulatory requirements and raises concerns about the safety management and operational oversight within your organization. This is what DGCA has to tell Air India with regards to the cabin crew for ultra long range flights. These are long range flights where they say there have been violations under the CAR. This is with regards to the rest time that each of the pilots and crew members have, and this is what the DGCA says. Despite repeated warning and enforcement action of non-compliance in the past, systemic issues related to compliance, monitoring, crew planning and training governance remains unresolved. The recurrence of such violations suggests a failure to establish and enforce effective control mechanisms. Now, similarly, this is the third show cause notice that we have accessed. In this, once again, clearly they're making a mention of the fact that there have been deficiencies in the scheduling protocols as well as recency tracking and training oversight.
Shawan, we'll leave it at that for now. We have to take a short break. Thank you for joining us with those details. Shawan and Harsha, story broken by Republic TV. We will put out all the details in the next few minutes as well. Stay tuned.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाइ क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप। भारत की अपनी दुकान सोना, अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना।
इस साल का जो प्रॉफिट है इंटरेस्ट पे डाल देंगे, हर महीने ब्याज का पैसा आता रहेगा।
अगर रेगुलर इनकम ही चाहिए तो आप वो पैसे फिक्स्ड इनकम फंड्स में डाल दो।
वो क्या होता है?
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए ब्याज देने वाली कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। सिस्टमैटिक विथड्रॉवल प्लान से आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी आता रहेगा।
म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Indirect political tussle between Dhankar and government. Was Dhankar becoming an opposition magnet? Kong-Dhankar link, alternative power center play, debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
मैं तनु क्या सी कि अब हमें सेकंड इनकम बिल्ड कर लेनी चाहिए और तुमने वापस म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाल दिए।
ये फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स है।
मतलब
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स मतलब चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट विच इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब रेगुलर इनकम विच वी कैन विड्रॉ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम।
मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Political turmoil on Justice Verma's impeachment. 131 days since fire, still no FIR in Justice Verma case. Is the system attempting to protect Justice Verma? Debating tonight at 8 p.m. Pakistan's missile test narrowly misses nuclear power plant. Shaheen 3 missile test fails. Pakistan gets a reality check. Another Chinese missile embarrasses Pakistan. Debating tonight at 8:20 p.m. BJP questions Samajwadi Party over political meetings inside mosque. Samajwadi Party denies meeting, says BJP is attempting to mislead. Did Akhilesh hold a political meeting inside mosque? Debating tonight at 8:40 p.m.
From your smartphones to your smart televisions, the trending stories are always breaking the internet. Today's show, we start with the exclusive reaction of Tanushree Datta, the Me Too whistleblower who has released a fresh video alleging harassment and systemic silence. And from there on, we move on to Trump sidestepping the Epstein files issue again. And there are fresh revelations that have also been made by Jeff Epstein's brother. Now, we'll also get you the AI spoofs on the recently viral Coldplay Kissgate controversy. And not to forget, the fake embassy that has been busted in Uttar Pradesh's Ghaziabad. All this and much more. First, the top story of the day, viewers. She's been a voice against silence in Bollywood's darkest chapters. And now, Tanushree Datta, who sparked the India's Me Too movement in 2018, is once again crying out for help. This time, the alleged harassment is not from a film or a public platform. It's much closer. It's more personal and far more insidious. In an emotional video that has now gone viral, Tanushree Datta claims that she is being harassed and intimidated at her own home. She alleges stalking, tampering with her health, and an orchestrated campaign to mentally break her down. And visibly shaken but unrelenting down. And in the video, you can hear persistent loud noises and banging outside her home. And this, she says, has been happening since 2020. She claims the building management had failed to address this issue. As social media erupts in concern and support, here's the video that's sparking fresh outrage and fresh questions.
Police station to launch a proper complaint. I'm going to probably go tomorrow, day after. I'm not well. मुझे इतना परेशान किया गया है पिछले 4-5 सालों में कि मेरी तबीयत खराब हो गई है. मैं कुछ काम नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. मेरा घर पूरा एकदम मेसी होके पड़ा हुआ है. I can't hire even maids because they planted maids in my house. And I had such a bad experience with maids coming in and stealing and doing all kinds of things. I have to do all my work. मेरे दरवाजे के बाहर आके लोग I'm being troubled in my own house. Please, someone help me.
All right, Tanushree Datta has in fact joined us on the phone line today. Ms. Tanushree Datta, we would like to ask you exactly what has been really happening and for how long has this been going on, what you allege as harassment and torture at your own home?
कल का जो वीडियो था वो एक्चुअली पिछले 4-5 साल का कल्मिनेशन था, एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन और एक गुस्सा और एक सब कुछ मिला के। मेरा 2022 में एक तो एक्सीडेंट हो गया था उज्जैन में, किसी ने मेरे ऑटो के ब्रेक्स काट दिए और 2020 से मुझे लगने लगा था कि मेरा पीछा किया जा रहा है। कुछ लोग, हमेशा अलग अलग लोग होते हैं, गिरोह बना के, ग्रुप बना के, बहुत सारे लोग मेरा पीछा, बहुत सारे आदमी मेरा पीछा कर रहे हैं। मैं जहाँ भी जा रही हूँ, बॉम्बे में या दूसरे शहर में, पिलग्रिमेजेस में, उनको हमेशा पता रहता है कि मैं कहाँ जा रही हूँ। मेरी ईमेल अकाउंट हैक हो गए, मेरे व्हाट्सएप, फोन हैकिंग चल रहे थे। मुझे बहुत बाद में पता चला कि सब हैक हो गया था, इसकी वजह से उनको पता रहता था कि मैं कहाँ हूँ, क्या कर रही हूँ। मेरे घर के अंदर एक मेड प्लांट की थी जो उसने आकर इतनी तबाही मचाई। उसने मेरे खाने पीने में चीजें कुछ मिला रही थी, जिसकी वजह से मैं बिल्कुल ही मतलब एकदम धाराशायी हो गई थी, बीमार हो गई थी। 16-16, 18-18 घंटे मैं सो रही थी और मैं एक बहुत एक्टिव इंसान हूँ। मैं उस इंसिडेंट के पहले तक मैं हफ्ते में 3-4-5 दिन वर्कआउट करती थी और ये मेड आई और क्या खाने में मिलाती थी, क्या मिलाती थी, मेरी तबीयत बिगड़ गई। फिर मैं वहां से उज्जैन गई, उज्जैन में जाके एक्सीडेंट हो गया। उसके बाद ये पीछा करना, प्रोजेक्ट्स मेरे साबोटाज किए गए, जितने भी मेरे फिल्म प्रोजेक्ट्स, एड्स, एंडोर्समेंट, कुछ भी मेरे पास कुछ अच्छा काम, मतलब जो सुशांत सिंह के साथ जो चीजें हुई और हो रही थी, एग्जैक्टली सेम थिंग मेरे साथ हुई और आज भी हो रही है। पर बस इतना है कि वो चल बसे और मैं जिंदा हूँ।
तनुश्री, आपने हमेशा से काफ़ी बोल्डली बात की है, मुखर हो के आप हमेशा सामने आई। सालों पहले भी आपने बहुत बड़े बड़े आरोप लगाए थे बड़ी हस्तियों पर। इस बार जो हो रहा है, क्या आपको किसी पर शक है? क्या कोई नाम आप लेना चाहेंगी? कौन ऐसा कर रहा है, क्यों कर रहा है?
देखिए, ये जग जाहिर है कि मीटू मूवमेंट के बाद ही मेरे साथ ये सारी परेशानियां शुरू हुई है। वरना मुंबई में आए मुझे इतने साल हो गए, 2003 के बाद मुझे कभी इस तरह की इशू नहीं हुए हैं, ना कामकाज में, ना ही पर्सनल सोशल लाइफ में। तो ये एक स्वाभाविक सी बात है कि यहाँ पे मीटू मूवमेंट में जिसके ऊपर मैंने इल्जाम लगाया था, नाना पाटेकर का, उसके ऊपर ही मुझे शक है और उसका ही इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगा, क्योंकि नाना पाटेकर खुद भी इंटरव्यू में आके यूट्यूब में ये बोल चुका है कि वो अंडरवर्ल्ड फैमिली से बिलोंग करता है। ये यूट्यूब में है, ये कोई मैं बना के नहीं बोल रही हूँ, ये सबको पता है। वो खुद इंटरव्यूज में अपने मुंह से उसने डींगे हाँकी है कि वो अंडरवर्ल्ड फैमिली से बिलोंग करता है। मान्या सुर्वे करके जो गैंगस्टर था मुंबई का, वो उसका कजन था और वो अगर एक्टर नहीं बनता तो वो गैंगस्टर बन जाता, अंडरवर्ल्ड का डॉन बन जाता। ये अपने मुंह से उसने बात बोली है, तो उसने अपना कैरेक्टर खुद ही खोल के बताया है। तो ये स्वाभाविक सी बात है कि मेरे पीछे जो गुंडे पड़े थे और जो चीजें मेरे साथ हुई, फूड पॉइजनिंग बहुत सारे हुए, मेरे खाने पीने में चीजें मिला के, सिर्फ घर पे नहीं, मेड को निकालने के बाद भी मैं अगर कहीं होटल्स में रुकी, पिलग्रिमेज में मैं जाती हूँ, साधना के लिए जाती हूँ, मंदिरों में जाती हूँ, होटलों में खाना मंगवाती हूँ, तो हमेशा मेरे खाने पीने में कुछ ना कुछ मुझे प्रॉब्लम्स होती थी। फूड पॉइजनिंग हो जाता था, तबीयत बिगड़ जाती थी। फिर मैंने एक सिस्टम फॉलो किया कि मैं खुद का अपना छोटा सा कुछ खाना पोर्टेबल कुकर में अपना कुछ बना के खा लेती थी, तो तब मेरी तबीयत ठीक रहती थी। तो ये सब मुझे शक तो उसी के ऊपर है, लेकिन इसके अलावा मुझे लगता है कि उसके साथी भी हैं। जैसे कि सुशांत सिंह के पीछे एक बड़ा सा ग्रुप पीछे था, एक इंसान नहीं था, बड़ा सा ग्रुप था, बॉलीवुड माफिया जिसको ऐसे बोलते हैं। तो ये लोग क्यों मेरे पीछे पड़े, इसका भी एक रीजन है कि मीटू मूवमेंट के बाद सबके मुंह से पर्दे निकल गए ना, और उन
तो क्या आपने किसी पर कंप्लेंट करी है? आपको शक है कुछ लोगों पर आपने क्या कंप्लेंट यहाँ पर एफआईआर या कोई कंप्लेंट दर्ज की है? क्या किसी का नाम लिया है? कुछ अगर डिटेल्स हो आपके पास।
तो कल मैंने पुलिस को एक स्पॉन्टेनियसली कॉल किया था, वो आके मुझसे मिलके गए 5 मिनट। उन्होंने बस बोला है कि आप वहां पे आके सीनियर इंस्पेक्टर से बात करके जाइए। उन्होंने कंप्लेंट या एफआईआर की कोई बात नहीं करी है। मैं खुद कंप्लेंट करवाना चाहती हूँ ताकि एक रिकॉर्ड रहे, ऑफिशियल रिकॉर्ड रहे कि मेरे साथ क्या क्या घटनाएं घटी है, क्योंकि अभी तो अनऑफिशियली मैंने इंस्टाग्राम पे भी टाइम टू टाइम पोस्ट किया है।
Alright, बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे बातचीत करने के लिए viewers. So we have in fact multiple reactions because the internet of course is also divided on what has happened, but there are multiple reactions that are being played out on social media, that are running on social media about what people are thinking about it. Be strong and positive, writes one user. Hopefully everything will be fine, says one of them. And another one also sympathetic and saying that within 7 days everything will be okay. And of course, there are people who are lending support to Tanushree Datta, as you can see on the reactions. Please go back to USA. There you will be safe over there. One of them says, and that's what some of the netizens are commenting on her social media post that has gone viral. Please help your sister. This is so devastating, someone says. So yes, there are a lot of sympathies that is pouring in for Tanushree Datta. And we now shift our focus to the other trending story. Well, the Coldplay Kiss scam moment has now taken on a second life, not in scandal, but as an internet parody. Astronomer CEO and Andy Byron and HR chief Kristen Cabot were caught on camera during what appeared to be an awkward moment at a concert. Now, the clip went viral. The panic, the glances, the timing triggered an avalanche of speculation. What followed was a corporate shake-up and headlines across the globe. But the internet is not done yet, it seems.
Oh, what? Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
So that was a viral moment. The internet continues to follow up on that and how. Now, artificial intelligence has taken that already infamous moment and turned it into a full-blown spoof. Now, in this viral parody, Byron is portrayed shouting, "How dare you catch me cheating without my consent? I am suing you." The satirical video has exploded across social media platforms, complete with cartoon versions, exaggerated dialogue, and AI-generated memes. The video is hilarious, it's biting, it's merciless. And we have it for you, out now, next, playing next.
How dare you catch me cheating without my consent? I'm suing. How dare you catch me cheating without my consent? I'm suing. How dare you catch me cheating without my consent? I'm suing. How dare you catch me cheating without my consent? I'm suing. How dare you catch me cheating without my consent? I'm suing.
All right, viewers, so now we shift our focus to the other stories that are running hot on social media today. A 60-foot boat strikes the history USS Midway, leaving a visible dent on the side, the historic Midway. The boat captain, who allegedly attempted to flee, was eventually arrested for operating the vessel under the influence. Meanwhile, the Indian Army launched an urgent rescue mission despite poor weather conditions, where a teenager boy was stranded on an island in the flooded Naushera Tawi River in Rajouri, Jammu and Kashmir. Army aviation pilots skillfully navigated via obstacles and dangerous currents to safely evacuate the boy. Their courageous act went beyond duty, showcasing the Indian Army's unwavering commitment. Talking about cheeky viral moments, A.R. Rahman, during an event in Washington, took a playful dig amid the Coldplay Kiss scam controversy when the camera person panned the camera towards the crowd. He said, and I quote, "I won't let you in trouble, don't worry." The Supreme Court of... Well, in other news, the Supreme Court observed that financially independent and qualified women should not rely on interim maintenance from their estranged husbands. The Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, made the remark while hearing the ridiculous demands of alimony dispute, questioning the justification behind a highly educated woman seeking big maintenance, substantial maintenance, right from a BMW to flat to crores and crores of rupees after 18 months of marriage. In a shocking moment, Brazilian journalist Lenildo Frazão accidentally stepped on the body of a missing teenage girl while reporting live on her disappearance. The incident occurred as Frazão entered a river to demonstrate the strong currents hampering rescue efforts. As he stepped into the water, he suddenly recoiled, sensing something unusual beneath the surface, which turned out to be the girl's body. Another proud moment for India as a 17-year-old Janvi Jindal from Chandigarh set a record as India's youngest girl with most Guinness World Records, showcasing her unique freestyle skating talents. Global spotlight is back on Imran Khan's arrest as Trump's aide Richard Grenell meets the jailed PTI founders' sons Suleiman and Qasim Khan in California. Now, Grenell shared a photo with them, assuring, "You are not alone." They just wrote that, "You are not alone," and also slammed Pakistan's political prosecutions while calling for Imran Khan's release. Actor Ajit Kumar narrowly escaped injury in a car crash during the GT4 European Series race in Italy at the Misano World Circuit. His vehicle collided with a stationary car on the track, but Ajit was unharmed and walked away without injuries. Ajit is expected to continue the racing season, preparing for the next round at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. India ripped into Pakistan at the United Nations, pointing out how New Delhi has aced on security and financial parameters, while Islamabad remaining steeped in terrorism, fanaticism and serial borrowing. Ambassador Parvataneni Harish told the United Nations Security Council that India is a mature democracy, offering a stark contrast in progress, prosperity and development models. Amid the ongoing Trump-Epstein saga, here's one testimony that Donald Trump cannot sidestep. Explosive claims have resurfaced not from distant sources but from Jeffrey Epstein's own brother, Mark Epstein. In a series of damning quotes, he paints a picture of a close and frequent association between Trump and the convicted sex offender. Private jet rides, office visits, and a long-standing rapport from the 90s, the Trump-Epstein connections are far from casual.
Mr. President, do you support the Justice Department seeking a new interview with Ghislaine Maxwell, and did you urge the Attorney General to seek one? The Attorney General to seek one.
I don't know anything about it. They're going to what? Meet her?
They're going to, your Deputy Attorney General has reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney asking for a new interview.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do, yeah.
Do you have any concern that your Deputy Attorney General, as your former attorney, would be conducting the interview, given...
No, I have no concern. He's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt.
All right, viewers. So that was, of course, Donald Trump there was speaking about, he was, of course, dismissing it. And now, viewers, this is important to understand what Mark Epstein has alleged. He has said that in an interview, he said that Trump and Epstein were really, really close, and that Donald was in Jeff's office a lot back in the 90s, that he was frequenting his office. He also, Donald flew on Jeff's plane a number of times, and so did Jeff. I know Jeff flew on Donald's plane. So there was a very close bond between the two. They also talked about when, in fact, Donald Trump was getting married for the second time, how Epstein was attending his wedding as well. So these are big revelations that have been made by Epstein's brother. And Donald Trump is trying really, really hard to dodge this all. And now it's time to take a quick look at all the trends that are running fast on social media today. The Indian government is working towards resuming visas for Chinese tourists. As per a report by news agency Reuters, India will resume issuing tourist visas to Chinese citizens for the first time in 5 years. This move comes as India and China work to repair their ties, which took a turn for south after the 2020 Galwan Valley clash. However, this ban had happened in 2020 because of the COVID pandemic. Karthik mocking the viral kiss cam scandal. He was seen eating chocolate when the camera panned towards him, and after noticing that, he spat away the chocolate and started lifting weight. Far now, a drone that windows, it is that small. There you have the video of it. This is a mini drone. It says -7. The Guardian Angel drone can fire pepper balls, break glass and dive bomb threats at 100 miles per hour. That's the video.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Explosives recovered at a crowded bus stand in Bengaluru. Anti-terror squad at the spot. Gujarat ATS arrests 4 people associated with Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent. Interrogation underway. NIA charge sheet against the Hawarana excess 26/11 attack planning began in 2005 in Pakistan. NIA identifies new witnesses. Government sources say it cannot respond on behalf of the Election Commission, hence no debate on the Bihar SIR issue in Parliament. Lok Sabha Speaker meets Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh and Home Minister Amit Shah in Parliament. Fourth aviation incident, another Air India flight faces technical snag. Air India CEO and the DG of Directorate General of Civil Aviation called for a meeting by the Civil Aviation Ministry. Myntra booked for forex violation by the ED. Company issues a statement, says committed to upholding laws of the land.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला।
ग्रेजुटी का चेक है, बस इन पैसों को हम कहीं इन्वेस्ट कर दें और रेगुलर इनकम भी आती रहे।
तो फिर फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स में डाल दीजिए। फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड और मनी मार्केट में पैसा डालते हैं और सिस्टमैटिक विड्रॉल प्लान के जरिए आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी मिलती रहेगी।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Political turmoil on Justice Verma's impeachment. 131 days since fire, still no FIR in Justice Verma case. Is the system attempting to protect Justice Verma? Debating tonight at 8 p.m. Pakistan's missile test narrowly misses nuclear power plant. Shaheen 3 missile test fails. Pakistan gets a reality check. Another Chinese missile embarrasses Pakistan. Debating tonight at 8:20 p.m.
I can't wait to be part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit on July 25. We'll be talking all things AI, the breakthroughs, the impact, and what's next for India. It's an exciting build-up to the mega AI Summit, and I'm glad to be in the mix. See you.
Hi, I'm Abhinav Agarwal, co-founder and CEO at Fluid AI. And I'm excited to be a part of the Republic AI Pre-Summit happening on the 25th of July. We're going to talk all things AI, innovations, the breakthroughs, what's India going to be like in this story. So be there. It's a build-up to the mega event, the Mega AI Summit. And I look forward to seeing you there.
BJP questions Samajwadi Party over political meetings inside mosque. Samajwadi Party denies meeting, says BJP is attempting to mislead. Did Akhilesh hold a political meeting inside mosque? Debating tonight at 8:40 p.m.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
On the show tonight, the question nobody's asking. Why is there no FIR in a case the whole country is talking about? 8:20 p.m. tonight. Another day, another reality check. The Shaheen 3 Pakistani missile fails, proves to be a dud. 8:40 p.m. tonight, all-out face-off between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party after Akhilesh does a political meeting inside a mosque. And at 9 p.m. tonight, I'll tell you why I feel Dhankar was a Congress party mole. Gentlemen, on Republic, we ask the questions that nobody asks. That's why you like us. We ask those questions because we know why the corporate media won't ask those questions. They don't have the guts and they do not have the intention. They don't want to upset the apple cart, you see, ladies and gentlemen. They are status quoists by nature. Left to the corporate media, they would play a game of regression and take the country back. That's why nobody in the corporate media is asking one question. The biggest and most high-profile case of corruption in this country, even bigger in terms of impact than National Herald, for which Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi should have been in jail by now. Even bigger than that is this Cashgate.
when there were crores and crores and crores of rupees, wads of currency 15 feet high, found in their rawest form, half burnt, half unburnt, inside an antechamber of a sitting, ladies and gentlemen, High Court judge's residence. What more proof do you need? You would imagine that this case would be big. It is big. You would imagine the media would make a big deal of it. We did. You would imagine that the Supreme Court would take a position on it with a great deal of cajoling. They did. You would imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that maybe Parliament would shake because of it. It has. But we would not imagine that the circumstances would be so intense and so controversial that even Jagdeep Dhankar, the Vice President of India, caught in the middle of this political melee, taking sides, would choose to be a Congress party mole and then be forced to quit, which is, I think, what has happened. But in the middle of all this controversy, this massive and gigantic controversy, ladies and gentlemen, when justice is itself on trial, when the system which is built to uphold the law is seen to be shielding its own, the question the nation wants to know tonight is this. And this is the question you should ask. This system, this corrupt and rotten system, has ensured that there is still no FIR in a case the whole country is talking about. A case which has shaken the political firmament, which has shaken the Supreme Court of India, which has exposed the hypocrisy of our criminal justice system, which has led to a near revolt in bar associations across the country. A case where today the Congress and the BJP are in a rat race to take credit to impeach the judge. But is the impeachment of the judge what we want? Or is it the prosecution of the judge which we want? For impeachment, ladies and gentlemen, is only a mask. Impeachment, I'm sorry to say this, is only a preset game of political credit taking. Impeachment is about chest thumping. Impeachment is decorative, is ornamental. And impeachment doesn't mean anything if there is no FIR. And why am I saying it? Because, okay, this man has lost all credibility. He's not going to be a judge. Great. But what happens after that? Does he face the law? Does he face a police complaint? Does he face an FIR? Does he face a charge sheet? Does he face a criminal investigation? And does he go to jail, ladies and gentlemen? Jail. In this country, I was told I would be taken to jail for calling Sonia Gandhi by her real name, which is Antonia de Maino. That was seen to be big enough a case to carry out a prosecution and an investigation against me. But in this case, where there is a 3 Supreme Court judge investigation, which has come to incontrovertible proof against the gentleman, there is no FIR. What does the investigation say? It says the cash was found, I quote unquote. It says the room was in active control of Justice Verma and his family. It says the burnt cash was removed in the wee hours of the 15th of March. It says, and I quote, the misconduct is serious enough to call for his removal. But yet, ladies and gentlemen, yet the nation wants to know why there is no FIR which has been filed 81 days after the submission of the in-house report of the Supreme Court. The nation wants to know what happened to the eyewitnesses and the electronic evidence, including the 67 video we ran on Republic, corroborating the presence and the attempted removal of the cash. And Justice Verma, sitting and watching this tonight, must be saying, why is Arnab even picking this up? I'm almost getting away. And I know, Justice Verma, you think you will get away. You think, but we'll ensure you don't. Because you are going to go among the Supreme Court and challenge whatever is in the report. You might even have the guts to challenge your impeachment. But can you tell me, is it true or not, that 10 witnesses corroborated and observed half-burnt 500 rupee currency notes in your storeroom? When the Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai, has recused himself, ladies and gentlemen, no FIR has been filed. The Chief Justice has recused himself. The Chief Justice And the most difficult question, nobody in the corporate media is going to ask the Supreme Court of India, but let it be remembered that when everybody went silent, Republic spoke. And the question I would like to ask the honorable judges of the Supreme Court, with the greatest of respect to you, I want to ask you, why are you, honorable judges, setting the wrong precedent by prioritizing impeachment over criminal prosecution and an FIR? An ordinary citizen of this country has spent 50 years in jail because of the failure of the criminal justice system and the failure of the judicial system. He has come out after 50 years in jail. His wife has died. His children have died. He went in, ladies and gentlemen, when he was about 50. He's over 100 and he's come out now. What is the story he will tell when he will say that I lost half my life for a false case? But in a case when a judge is caught with his hands in the cookie jar, the whole system gets together to give him an honorable impeachment, but no prosecution. This country will be free and independent only when a judge faces the prospect of going to jail for a case like this. And if, despite what I have said today, the FIR is not filed, then I will go on record tonight and say the people of this country have every right to say they have no faith in the criminal justice system or the administration of justice. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick report, then we debate.
This is how it all began. Videos showing wads of cash burning. Firefighters can be seen clearing the burning shelf, searching bags, and looking at burnt stash of cash. In the center of this cash controversy is Justice Verma. The unaccounted cash was recovered from his residence, exposing the biggest scandal so far to hit the judiciary. These videos are evidence that unaccounted cash was found at the home of a sitting High Court judge. Despite his continuous denial, the internal committee report has nailed the judge. The report, headed by former Chief Justice of India, said that the cash was found in a storeroom of Justice Verma's residence. Contrary to his claim, it mentions that access to the storeroom was an active control of Justice Verma and his family. Also, the burnt cash was removed from the storeroom during the wee hours of 15th March. There has been a constant chorus for action against Justice Verma. Jagdeep Dhankar, who announced his shocking resignation on the 21st of July, had time and again sought action against him.
We are confronted with a jarring reality. A judge's residence in Lutyens, Delhi had burnt notes, cash hole. There is no FIR till date.
However, despite such major aftershocks, neither has there been an FIR nor any action. From fire breaking out on the 14th of March to the panel submitting the in-house report on May 4th, and now Parliament having a full-fledged storm on the matter, it has been 4 months, yet no FIR. Is there an ecosystem that is protecting the judge?
Now, Mahesh Jethmalani, the Chief Justice of India, recuses. It says, right, the report is clear on the burnt cash investigation, but somewhere in the middle of it, we've just forgotten the fact that as far as prosecution is concerned, there is no case against Justice Yashwant Verma. There is no case. So he is going to get away scot-free, just lose his chair, but he will never face a criminal or police investigation. Why is that?
But as far as prosecution is concerned, the Supreme Court in 1991 assumed to itself that the constitutional mandate of the president being the authority to sanction the prosecution of a judge was not adequate protection for a judge, and it required the consent of the Chief Justice of India. Now, that case actually dealt with a sanction for prosecution. That was the issue before the court. Now, not only did they interpret that the sanction for a prosecution of a judge should have been, it should be with the consent of the Chief Justice of India, a High Court judge or a Supreme Court judge, that is. But they went a stage further and they said that even an FIR, that is the starting point of an investigation, cannot be initiated without the sanction of the Chief Justice of India. So they assume powers, not only that a 5-judge bench assume powers, not only to decide when a judge should be given sanction for prosecution, that is only on the say-so of the Chief Justice in effect of India, right? But even the very initiation, the discovery of evidence, right, should be at the behest of the Chief Justice. He should be in control of the entire issue. Now, what has happened is, to be fair, the Chief Justice then, when this took place, and this is now 5 months without not even an investigation being started, forget prosecution, that's a long way down the road. Not even an investigation since that fateful day in March, but the then Chief Justice Khanna ordered a 3-judge inquiry to fortify himself about the final verdict or what the evidence established. He had this 3-judge inquiry. That 3-judge inquiry report came after a couple of months, and it was unanimous. It was not only unanimous, it was stinging, right? That should have been the end of the matter. Now, as you pointed out, impeachment is for removal of a judge from office. It has nothing to do with prosecution. Prosecution, as per Veeraswamy's case, right, and investigation, which is much prior to prosecution, is squarely in the hands of the judiciary, right? Now, you know, we all praise Dr. Ambedkar. My late father swore by him and said he was a legal giant. He was one of the moving spirits behind our constitution, right? I ask every judge, right? And I'm a great admirer of Dr. Ambedkar. I think he was a lawyer and a legal genius par excellence, right? He infused the Constitution with constitutional values of the highest order. I ask every judge, High Court and Supreme Court judge, right? What would Dr. Ambedkar have done were he responsible for the prosecution or investigation of a judge like Justice Verma in a similar situation? And you get your answer from there. I have no doubt that the sanction, the investigation would have been sanctioned on this evidence, particularly after fortified by a thorough searching inquiry of 3 judges appointed by the Chief Justice of India. I have no doubt that the prosecution, the sanction for the investigation and prosecution of a judge, now by law established by the Supreme Court, rests squarely in the hands of the Supreme Court and in particular the Chief Justice himself, right? I say that Dr. Ambedkar, were he the Chief Justice of India today, would have sanctioned that investigation, right? I think that already legislative processes for removal from office, legislative processes are already getting undermined. It's now overshadowed by the Vice President's resignation, and people have now politicized the Vice President's office. That's what happens when you leave
the moot question is, Mr. Jethmalani.
Yes.
Why can't there be 2 processes? People are saying, aren't you happy there's an impeachment motion in Parliament? I say I'm not happy because it does not overrule the fundamental need for a criminal accountability. Is the judiciary trying to avoid external scrutiny through a criminal accountability process? And are the politicians also willy-nilly, knowingly allowing it?
Ardab, I don't think they're allowing it. I don't think I can ascribe motives to the judiciary, but I will say this, and it may not be a popular view. I will say that the judiciary is just too slow to react in this matter.
Yeah. Too slow to react? But does that make people confident watching this? You see, isn't it a betrayal of public trust when you have so much evidence against this man? And if tomorrow somebody being sent to jail for a petty offense says, Mr. Jethmalani, can you explain to me why I am going to jail and Yashwant Verma did not even face an FIR, then what will the system tell that person?
Well, I mean, that is the inevitable fallout of this kind of delay. That, people would rather now, if this kind of action is permissible, if Justice Verma is allowed to have so much time at his disposal to avoid an investigation because of judicial and other inertia within our institutions, then people are going to say, why don't we just become judges? Who wants to become a lawyer?
Yes, so that creates a system of privilege. Judges are privileged in every way. Even if they commit a crime, they'll be sort of made semi-immune from the process.
That is the perception today.
But then we want to remove judicial corruption. How will we?
In the corridors of the bars, right, of this country, that is the perception. People are mealy-mouthed to come out in the open, right? Because everybody practices before judges and they're scared of the fallout on their personal...
Why is Mahesh Jethmalani not scared?
I'm not scared because I think that if somebody doesn't make a stand for this, if somebody doesn't stand up with these overwhelming circumstances, we've lost. The judiciary forever will be rooted in corruption.
Okay. I'm glad you're speaking up. That's like a chip off the old block. You remind me of your dad, who we have all loved. I thank you so much, Mahesh Jethmalani, for joining me this evening. That's great. I'm so happy people like him are talking about why there's no FIR. See, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go to the moot issues sometimes, and this channel always will. Now, moving on, Pakistan has failed yet again, this time not with its politicians, but its missiles. The Shaheen 3, they've been touting it as our longest missile, our best missile. We're going to strike the Andamans with this missile. It could not make it past Balochistan. It fell short of its target. It landed close to their own nuclear site. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? The Pakistanis are crazy. They're capable of anything catastrophic. Here it is.
भाईजान नूर खान बेस में आके गिरा है ये सक्खर एयरपोर्ट से स्ट्राइक हुआ
Last evening, Pakistan attempted a test of its nuclear-capable Shaheen 3 ballistic missile. However, the entire plan went up in smokes. The test went horribly wrong, with the missile falling way short of its target. Not just that, Pakistan was very close to annihilation with its own Shaheen missile landing very close to its own nuclear plant in Dera Ghazi Khan in Pakistan's Punjab province. Shaheen is the same ballistic missile that Pakistan was quite confident of before Operation Sindoor.
उन्होंने कह दिया ना कि अगर हमारा पानी बंद करेंगे तो फिर जंग के लिए तैयार हो जाएं। ये जो गोरी, शहीन, गजनवी ये चौकों में सजाने के लिए नहीं हमने रखे हुए, ये हमने हिंदुस्तान के लिए रखे हैं बाबा। ये जो 130 एटॉमिक हमारे पास वेपन है वो हमने सिर्फ मॉडल बनाने के लिए नहीं रखे हुए, और आपको पता ही नहीं कि हमने पाकिस्तान के किस किस हिस्से में रखे हुए हैं। ये दुनिया भी जानती है, आप भी जानते हैं।
पे अगर किसी इस किस्म की वो मेंटालिटी अगर मोदी ने अप्लाई करने की कोशिश की जो गज़ा में अप्लाई हो रही है या जो नेतन्याहू अप्लाई कर रहा है या जो नेतन्याहू के जो अलाइज हैं वो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, उनको उसको मदद कर रहे हैं, उसको मुसल्लह कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे आगे पाकिस्तान जो है वो उस तरह का जवाब देगा कि तारीख याद रखेगी।
इंडिया पाकिस्तान
हम अगर हमारी एग्जिस्टेंस ख़तरे में पड़ी, हमारे ख़िलाफ़ इस किस्म का कदम उठाया गया कि पाकिस्तान को जो है खुदा न खास्ता जो है हमारी जो एग्जिस्टेंस है वो ख़तरे में हुई, तो फिर जो है अगर हम नहीं तो कोई भी नहीं है।
Pakistan's all hollow threats have fallen flat, just like its Chinese-inspired Dud missiles. Meanwhile, during Operation Sindoor, India clearly established its superiority in the skies of Pakistan.
We have to develop our indigenous technology. Mention was made here of Sindoor. We are really proud of it, not for necessarily what people perceive. That how much of an indigenous content was there. We are proud of it, that some of the best systems that worked. We decided to have 9 terrorist targets in the crisscross of Pakistan. It was not only the border area something, which we thought were there this way. We missed none.
Even then, Pakistan had no answers for India's BrahMos.
कल का जो ड्रोन हमला हुआ वो ड्रोन हमला बेसिकली हमारी जो लोकेशंस हैं उसको डिटेक्ट करने के लिए जो है किया गया। वो एक टेक्निकल चीज़ है जिसको मैं उस तरह एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता, और इसलिए उनको इंटरसेप्ट ना किया गया ताकि हमारी लोकेशंस जो हैं वो लीक ना हो या वो लोकेट ना हो।
अब भारत में बने और भारतीय हथियारों से बने हथियार भी अचूक और अभेद्य हैं, यह पूरे विश्व ने देख लिया है। ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल की ताकत को तो पाकिस्तान ने खुद स्वीकार कर लिया है। हमारे देश में एक कहावत काफी पुरानी है और वह है दिन में तारे दिखना। मगर भारत में बनी ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल ने पाकिस्तान को रात के अंधेरे में दिन का उजाला दिखा दिया है। रात के अंधेरे में दिन का उजाला दिखा दिया है।
Shahin missiles that heavily borrow from Chinese technology is now turning into a massive embarrassment for Pakistan as compared to India's ballistic missile arsenal. With Agni, Prithvi, Shaurya, India has a formidable ballistic missile arsenal, and Pakistan is no match for India. Now once again proven by its own tests. Once again proving that foreign narratives cannot trump hard realities.
A lot of things are said that this thing, foreign press and all these things, they said Pakistan did that and this. You tell me one photograph, one imagery. These days, these imageries are from the satellites all over the world. They are this thing, which shows any Indian damage being done, even a glass pane having been torn. I don't know, only our forces will be knowing what's happening in this thing, but I am just telling, they brought out photographs, they wrote this thing, the New York Times put this thing. Only imageries, they said 13 air bases of Pakistan now and before 10th May and after 10th May. Whether it was in Sargoda or it was in Rahim Yar Khan or it was in Chaklala or it was in Rawalpindi, any of the places that there are 13 important air bases.
Major Samar Paltur versus Major Yasir Janjua. Chandigarh versus Islamabad. Major Samar Paltur, this was supposed to be their amazing missile. It went off track. But what is bad is that it hit this place near Dera Ghazi Khan in the Punjab province. The pictures are on the screen out there. It's terrible. You're seeing it out there. Very nice proof that we have of what happened to them. What is happening to this missile? Is this a Chinese missile they are using? Is a Palestinian missile? What kind of missile?
These are all the Chinese variants, and they are consecutively having issues with the propellants.
Propellants.
So it is the propellant technology is not coming out to be good. They are having technical issues. They've had it with Shaheen 1. They've had it with the Gauri. Gauri had a guidance system failure. And then there was a malfunction in Nasser. Nasser is their tactical ballistic missile, short range. Then they have the Babar cruise missile, which had target acquisition failure. I mean, you can launch the missile, but where it has to go and hit, it lost inertial navigation systems. Then they have the Shaheen 2. They've been constantly having software glitches in their guidance systems. So basically, 90% it is their guidance system which is having issues, the softwares, and ultimately the propulsion system. But anyways, irrelevant to that. Our main concern is why Dera Bukti? Why these locations which are constantly the common targets? Dera Bukti, recently it fell on Dera Ghazi Khan. Now, Dera Ghazi Khan has faced the similar problems for the last 4 times. 4 times. And these are missiles on exploding. They have been heard 50 kilometers away. So you can imagine the explosive content in it. And this time, it just missed a village by 500 meters. So I really do not know why the Pakistanis are wasting their resources, money. Why don't you just go buy something from Turkey? They made one new missile today. So why don't you spend that 1 penny left in your pocket? Why are you wasting the resources? Why are you putting the people of Balochistan in danger? We are already ethnically cleansing. So, I mean, you got to give it a practical thought that, see, these tests are carried out once NOTAMs are issued. These are under monitor by all international agencies. And when constant failures come up, it is a very big question mark in terms of the utilization of the funds for the state.
I want to get in Major Janjua. Major Janjua, we have this pictures and footage of the wreckage landing site, which has happened. It's close to a nuclear site in Dera Ghazi Khan. And this failure has brought in a lot of international focus on why a test like this goes wrong. And there's also concern about why it lands. One view is that it's a propeller issue. One view is that you're getting wrong technology because, you know, you fired 850 missiles at India during, those 3 days, and none of them hit the target. But your missiles are a problem. The issue, some people, you're saying it's propeller, right, Samar? But some people have said there's an overall technique issue out here.
Propulsion systems. The propulsion fuel and the guidance systems.
What is the reason for this and why take this risk, Major Janjua?
Arnab, before I answer your question, he's talking about NOTAMs. So can you tell me, did you send out a NOTAM when your BrahMos was fired and that landed in Pakistani territory? Was a NOTAM issued by India?
We wanted one minute.
That was accidental fire. I mean,
accidental fire, it hit you.
Accidental fire.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being honest.
No, I'm asking one thing. See.
Now coming
one minute. Are you talking about the BrahMos we fired on the 7th and 8th, which hit your nuclear bases, Kirana Hills? We won't tell you. We won't give you a NOTAM on that because we wanted to hit you.
Arnab, I think you need to go and see a very good ENT specialist.
No, sir. I'm perfectly all right, sir. By the grace of God Almighty.
Yes,
My question is that why would we give you a NOTAM when we wanted to hit your nuclear bases? We wanted to hit your nuclear bases. We won't give you a NOTAM. I'm just saying. I'm surprised you're asking that question.
I asked something very simple and Samarpal Singh understood it and answered it well, that it was an accidental fire. But obviously you need to go see a doctor because you didn't understand it. Fair enough. You should get your ears clean and I'll not...
anyway, can you answer the question?
Now coming over to your question. Now coming over to 7th and 8th May. Arnab,
you can try and keep selling this churn that you are trying to sell since the May 2025. The world is not listening to you. By the way, 4 days ago, you said, "Oh, we are trying to take down the Pakistanis on the program." To your bad luck, the very next day, did you hear President Donald Trump? What did he say about you?
See, I'll tell you one thing. Even Melania does not take Donald seriously, but you guys will. Even Melania does not take Donald seriously, but Pakistanis will. Anyway, you also reported that Donald Trump is coming to your country in August. What happened to that report? Eventually, you said, no, it's Donald Trump Jr. who's coming. I mean, my point to you is, please understand one thing. Please understand. Bilawal Bhutto says, tum hamara pani lega, hum tumko khoon dega, in that fake accent. Khwaja Asif says, we will destroy the whole world. Hanif Abbasi says, we will loan our nuclear assets and our missiles to the Houthi and the Hamas. Nobody wants your stuff because it's bad stuff. Look at this, just comment, look at this missile in the dust, just look at it in a ditch. That's the state of your country. You're in a ditch. Comment on what happened to the Shaheen today. Restrict yourself to that. Don't talk about my needing a doctor for this or that. I'm not advising you to see a psychiatrist. Look at these pictures and comment on the pictures. Why has this happened, Major Janjua?
Yes.
Why has this happened? Why did you allow this to happen? Why has this missile become a dud?
Drink a glass of water.
No, I will not. I only drink green tea on my program. Just tell me, what are you doing? Look at this. All these Pakistanis standing next to that dud missile. Just look at this.
I know you're drunk.
No, you always have 5 pegs before coming. You drink and you smoke. I just saw you smoke. You smoked right now. You were smoking something bad. What were you smoking? You were smoking something. You were smoking something bad. You were smoking contraband. You're smoking contraband again? Well, should I tell people about how you were in the 71 group that surrendered? Answer the question. Why has the missile turned out to be a dud?
I don't. But
why has the missile failed? Forget it.
Arnab, let's become serious.
I'm not asking you about tomato prices. I'm asking you, I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm not asking you about air pollution in Lahore. Why did the missile fail?
Okay. First of all, I am surprised at the level of your knowledge and your participant that he says, oh, near a nuclear site in Dera Ghazi Khan. I am surprised to know that you know there's a nuclear site in Dera Ghazi Khan. So what have you been doing all along? Why did you send those missiles to a poor man's house in Bahawalpur and on a mosque in Murishke?
You have been...
You should have sent them there then. You
have been ethnically cleansing the Baluch people. You have been already massacring them, and you have made Balochistan a test bed.
You are admitting
please admit that Balochistan is a test bed of your failed weapons. And why is it that the Baluch leader has put up a public statement stating that it was just 500 meters away from a place called Noob Sehani Levy Station?
Let's first focus
on the subject.
I am reading.
I want to ask.
I am reading this to you from Wikipedia on the 30th of November 2019.
Or Pakistan government and DGISPR is taking all the data from Google. Your Air Force is working on flight radar software.
Okay.
And your Wikipedia is running your knowledge. Please utilize your own.
Sir, I'm just asking you again. This was supposed to be your showcase missile, and I don't think I would waste my time. But for asking you, this was supposed to be your showcase missile, and it has proven to be a dud. Are you not concerned? Are you not concerned about the failure of the Shaheen missile today?
Right. What is it about it?
Are you not concerned with the failure of the Shaheen missile?
If you're talking about Shaheen missile's failure, so-called...
Why did it fail?
Which independent media has not confirmed. Which independent media has not confirmed.
It is all over the world. Why is it failed? It's all over the world.
As a journalist...
independent media...
Are you willing to tell me... I'm asking you a question as a journalist. Have you calculated, can you compare how many failed tests has India conducted?
Okay, can I answer your question?
Do you have the...
Can I answer a question? Can tell you this? See, I'll tell you.
You just
Now, Major, listen to me. Major, listen to me.
BrahMos was an accident.
Major, listen to me. Major, listen to me. Major. The BrahMos NG, with its sleek and compact design and a speed of Mach 3.5, can knock at Shehbaz Sharif's doorstep even before he could make a phone call to his marshals. And he said that. He said it was such a great missile. 1 minute. He said, your minister said, Shehbaz Sharif said, Khwaja Asif said, and even Hanif Abbasi said. He said this was such a great missile, such a fast missile, that you cannot know when it takes off and when it lands. It gave us absolutely no time, and it has a blistering speed. And the Pakistani media said, why could you not anticipate it? They said it is a very deadly and precise missile. Now, that is the BrahMos
where did
NG.
that deadly and precise missile
Now, my question to you is, sir, my question is,
where did it land then?
it has, all your entire people of Pakistan have recorded what it did. Why did the Shaheen fail?
No. First of all, let's talk about this.
Why did the
it
Shaheen
land?
fail like
You're
this?
saying
You feel good about it.
BrahMos and every other missile landed and 13 air bases have become unoperative, right? I would urge you to do it now. Show the satellite pictures to the world. If you have the satellite pictures, you should have access to the satellite. Show them to the world right now.
Please check the satellite images which have been released, which very evidently and clearly show damages to your Kirana Hills and your air bases. And few of your air bases have even issued contracts.
In fact, yesterday the global media, including the best expert, Mr. Seymour, put out satellite imagery, and he said that India fired a warning shot on one side of the Kirana Hills, knowing very well that the tunnels are on the other side, because we wanted to tell you we are going to hit you and you can't do anything about it. That's when you went to the Americans. On the exact date of 9th, you went to the Americans after the hit on Kirana.
We annihilated 26 of the bases.
Your ambassador had fallen to the knees of Donald Trump. He was begging for mercy. He was begging for peace talks because the initial period of Sindoor.
Okay, Janjua.
Who asked for the ceasefire on 10th of May? Cross your heart and tell me who asked for ceasefire. Because on 10th of May, we had started annihilating.
Okay, I don't want to. 1 minute. I would just tell you, be careful next time. It will land right outside in the park outside your house. Janjua, bad situation for you, man. Bad situation. Anyway, that's where you belong. I thank you very much, Major Janjua, Major Samarpal Toor. To the political story today. For God's sake, I don't understand why Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has to go to this extent of Muslim appeasement that he visits a mosque with his wife and other Samajwadi Party leaders and does a political meeting there. Ladies and gentlemen, makes no sense. Does it? Let's debate.
Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav's mosque visit has sparked massive outrage. Akhilesh Yadav, accompanied by his wife Dimple Yadav and other SP MPs, visited a mosque near Parliament. The BJP says that Akhilesh disguised a political meeting and called the mosque an unofficial Samajwadi Party office.
समाजवादियों ने क्या मस्जिद पे कब्जा कर लिया है? दिल्ली वक्फ बोर्ड उस मस्जिद का मैनेजमेंट देखती है और जो इमाम हैं वो दिल्ली वक्फ बोर्ड के ज़रिए नियुक्त हैं, लेकिन वो सांसद हो गए। तो सांसद हो गए तो क्या समाजवादियों की मीटिंग होगी मस्जिद के अंदर? कहीं से भी ये स्वीकार नहीं।
BJP Minority Morcha criticized Dimple Yadav's attire, saying that it hurt Islamic sentiments and threatened an FIR. Samajwadi Party has denied all allegation and hit back at BJP.
देखिए, जो बीजेपी के लोग हैं, मुझे तो हैरानी होती है और एक तरह से कहूँ तो हंसी आती है कि वो लोग कह रहे हैं कि समाजवादी पार्टी मस्जिद की धार्मिक की राजनीति कर रही है। वो लोग अपने गिरबान में झांके, ये राजनीति वही करते हैं और वही काफ़ी है इस प्रकार की राजनीति करने के लिए। हम धर्म की राजनीति नहीं करते, हम हक और इंसाफ की, सच की राजनीति करते हैं।
In the middle of the controversy, Akhilesh Yadav has taken on BJP. He says that the job of faiths is to unite people, and divisive BJP members are irritated by his act.
जहाँ तक मैं समझता हूँ बात को, आस्था और कोई भी धार्मिक स्थान कभी नकारात्मकता नहीं ला सकता, नेगेटिविटी नहीं ला सकती। पॉजिटिविटी, सकारात्मक होना, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी को चढ़ाता है। कोई अच्छी बात करोगे आप, जोड़ने की, सम्मान की, व्यवहार की, तो वो चिढ़ते हैं। ये मिली जुली संस्कृति के खिलाफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग हैं।
But yet, he did not clarify whether he had a political meeting inside a mosque or not.
Anila Singh, are you sure this was a political meeting? If so, can you tell us why you think it's a political meeting? Of the BJP, Anila Singh, Pooja Mishra, Samajwadi Party, Mujibur Rahman is joining us tonight on the other side, anti-BJP. Yeah, Anila Singh, was this a political meeting? Are you sure?
My Ramanam to all, and definitely. What else Akhilesh Yadav and his chamchas and his wife were doing there in Masjid? Akhilesh Yadav ji is a politician. All politicians from Samajwadi Party, they were present there. So, वहाँ पर कोई वो बिरयानी खाने तो गए नहीं थे. They wanted to send a message across Muslim community. But Muslim community must understand a woman who is the wife of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, she even did not bother to cover her head. A simple decorum to maintain. She did not do that. So this is the real face of the Samajwadi Party's leadership. That they want votes from Muslim community, but they do not want to give any sort of respect. पर ये इनका चरित्र है ना. अखिलेश यादव जी कह रहे हैं मस्जिद हो चाहे मंदिर हो चाहे गिरजाघर हो कोई भी धार्मिक स्थान हो वहां से पॉजिटिविटी आती है. Women MP into national political debate. Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, hold on, lady. So I need Pooja 1 minute. Pooja 1 minute.
Anila 1 minute. Not both of you together. Anila, one of you stop. Anila, stop. Pooja.
Who happens to be imam of that mosque? He lived there and it was parliamentary break. He asked his fellow MPs to visit my place. That's such a normal thing. But what issue you have just because the member of parliament is Muslim, the place is mosque, and it's opposition. It's opposition. Even you are not sparing a woman, a female MP. You are talking about her attire.
Samajwadi Party doesn't have any sense. They don't know what is the meaning of dharam ki rajniti. They do not understand what is the meaning of dharam for us. So they understand the meaning of dharam only for one particular religion. That is
this is the characteristic. This is the characteristic of BJP. This defines your character. You find everywhere you find a communal angle. It was just a simple break, and he asked his fellow MPs to visit because he happens to.
Shut up. Your leader is finding positivity in masjid. Your leader is finding positivity in masjid. What about mandir? मंदिर वो तोड़वाएंगे, मस्जिद वो बनवाएंगे और कहेंगे कि हमें वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा जो है सकारात्मक ऊर्जा महसूस होती है.
I want to Pooja 1 minute. Thank you, Pooja 1 minute. Pooja, see, just 1 minute, please. Okay. See, and don't disturb me when I'm saying something. Everybody knows that you are an anti-Hindu party. Everybody, it's a known fact that you are anti-Hindu, and the more you become
anything without proof, and you want me not to interrupt you.
1 minute. What proof do you want?
I'm here to see your remarks.
You want me to give you proof? You want me to give you proof? You want me to give you proof, Pooja?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then do you have the courage when I tell you the proof? Then remain quiet. I'll give you the proof. But don't interrupt me when I'm giving you the proof. You asked for me. You asked for me to give you proof. You said Arnab give me proof. I'm giving you proof. So listen.